Hello, good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. We'll be starting shortly. Please remain logged in. Another 5 minutes, we will start. Please remain logged in. We'll be starting shortly in another couple of minutes. Thank you so much for your patience. Hello, greetings everyone. So good to see you all. Thank you so much for joining in. Would like to wish you all a warm welcome. So my name is Sandeep and I'm an IELTS expert at IELTS Tutorials Aussies Group. Today we are going to conduct a masterclass about writing section. Majority of the students would be like, there is so much of material available. What exactly is needed for the writing section? So this masterclass is not going to be like a clickbait. So it's not like you'd be given some very implicit information. You cannot make out what exactly is it about. So let me give you a quick rundown how we're going to do. Firstly, we're going to have a look at the all 4 sections. Then specifically, we're going to look at writing section. And particularly, we'll be looking at writing task 2 today. And then I'd be explaining how many essay types are there. Then we are going to look at the all the segregation, like separately, all essay types. Then we'll be looking at the sample question, sample answer. Then I'd be giving you a bit of information that what are the things that you should be avoiding when it comes to formal writing. So you can keep notebooks with you, and whenever you have any question, please feel free to ask. Like all our classes, this is going to be a very interactive session. So we do not want it to be like one-side communication. It feels like as if it's a recorded video. So that's not our goal. Whenever you feel like, please put your query in, and I will try to address it right away. So let me begin by sharing my screen. So this is going to be about writing section and writing task 2. So let me put that in the present mode. So whenever you have any questions, you can ask. I would be able to see them here, and I would be addressing. Great. So first of all, if you have just joined, my name is Sandeep, and I'm an IELTS expert at IELTS Tutorials and certified tutor. And in today's class, we'll be looking at writing task 2. So first of all, I would like to give you information about our group, IELTS Tutorials, very versatile, dynamic platform. So if you have a look at our journey so far, so we got 15,000 plus students who have opted for IELTS Tutorials. And we got dedicated applications for Android users and iOS users. So you can see we got 124,000 plus Android app users, and look at the rating. How good is that? So then we got a dedicated Telegram group as well, where you can interact with other IELTS aspirants, and you can access material. And if you have a look at our, like the students who achieved band 7, it's like 81%. And so if this everything would be at one place. You'd be getting material, you'd be given support, and we have a separate yes, not this one, Pallavi, I'm afraid. Thanks for putting up your question. So this recording would not be available to you. But we are streaming live on YouTube. You can access from there. Now, our learning app. So we have a dedicated application as well. So once again, if you have any questions, please do ask. So like all our classes, this session is going to be interactive as well. Whenever you feel like, do ask your queries. So we have a dedicated application as well, and IELTS learning app. Here you'd be getting online coaching classes. If you join, then you'd be accessing this would like free preparation material, and you'd be accessing free practice tests and samples from all modules. And then there are useful blogs or useful tips and tricks. So if you have not downloaded our application yet, please proceed. IELTS Tutorials. You can download it from Apple Store or from the Play Store. All right. So now we are literally going to start with our session. So IELTS is 4 components: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So listening, duration of your listening test is approximately 30 minutes. 40 questions should be there. So listening, 30 minutes, 40 questions. Reading, 40 questions, 60 minutes time. Then you have writing section, 2 tasks and 60 minutes time. So on your test day, listening, reading, writing together in one go or in one session. Your speaking can be on the same day, can be before your listening, reading, writing, or it can be held even afterwards as well. But it would always be in a different session. So listening, reading, writing together, one session. Speaking can be on the same day, but in a different session, or can be before your listening, reading, writing, or it can be held afterwards as well. Listening, 30 minutes, 40 questions. Reading, 40 questions, 60 minutes time. No negative marking. So please make sure that you attempt each and every question. Never leave any blank spaces on your answer sheet. Writing section, 2 tasks and 60 minutes time. So last year, they made some changes for the test order. Listening, reading, writing is going to be the test order for computer delivered test. Listening, reading, writing. For paper-based test, the test order will be writing, listening, and reading. So there would be 2 modules, academic and general training, and both modules you can opt for computer delivered test or paper-based test. So paper-based test order will be writing, listening, reading, and computer delivered test would be listening, reading, and writing. Now, in today's class, we'll be looking at writing section. Whenever you have any questions or queries, please do ask. So we would be looking at the writing section. So writing section, you have 60 minutes overall time, and you need to complete 2 tasks here. Task 1, this would be 20 minutes. 150 words minimum you need to write. If you write below this word range, you get penalized. There is no upper cap. You can write 250, you can write 300, but we have a time factor, 20 minutes, and you wouldn't be getting a high score because of the word range. Then we have our task 2. This would be 40 minutes. And 250 words minimum we need to write. So there would be 2 modules, academic and general training. The task 2 or writing an essay is same. Write an essay on a given topic is same in both modules. Someone applying for student visa or someone applying for like express entry, PR, this task 2 would be same. Now for the task 1, we have academic module or student visa. Your task 1 would be draft a report based on a visual representation. It can be in the form of line graph, bar graph, can be pie chart, process cycle, or map. General training task 1, this would be like you need to, or someone applying for PR, you need to write a letter. You'd be given a topic, and it can be formal, semi-formal, or informal one. First thing you need to identify, the topic is formal, semi-formal, or informal one. Academic task 1 would be drafting a report. The task 2, write an essay, and this is what we're going to discuss. You would be given 60 minutes overall time, and the time management is up to you, how you manage. If you take longer time for the task 1, naturally, you'd be left with fewer minutes. So probably you've been watching YouTube videos, and like so much of information is there that everyone tells you that these are the essay types. Okay, this is the, like this particular essay type. Then we got another essay type, and then there is another one. And for me, it could be easy because I teach IELTS every day. But someone who is like studying, someone who is working, this is like so much of information. But what we would do, firstly, we are going to look at all essay types. So we would try to put them in like category wise. So this is the first essay type. As major cities around the world are growing, so are their problems. So a statement with a full stop. What are these problems for young people living in cities? What are the possible solutions for these problems? So problems, solutions, a statement with a full stop, and two statements with question marks. So this is the first essay type, problem solution. We are going to look at all essay types. Many people today would argue that cinemas are becoming irrelevant due to new streaming services. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So a statement with full stop, and then we got a statement with question mark. So this would be your another essay type. You would see these keywords, agree or disagree, in the question. Then third one, there is more and more outrage and anger common in society today. Why is this? Is this a positive or negative development? So a statement with a full stop, then we got two statements with question marks, positive or negative, and why is this? Third question mark or third essay type. The fourth one, it has been suggested that primary children should learn how to grow vegetables and keep animals, a statement with a full stop. Then we got a statement with question mark. Do the advantages of this outweigh the disadvantages? So two opposite words are there, and there is a question mark and a statement with a full stop. Then fifth one, after this, there is one more. Some people believe that children of all ages should have extra responsibilities, for example, helping at home or at work. Others believe that outside of school, children should be free to enjoy their lives. And then we got a statement, discuss both views and give your opinion. So you need to discuss both views. There is view one. Some people believe this way, while others believe the other way. So two views are there, and you would find this key sentence with the question, discuss both views and give your opinion. Now we'll be looking at the last essay type. Today, TV channels broadcast men's sports shows more than women's sports shows. Why is this the case? Should TV channels give equal show time for each? So a statement with a full stop, and then we got two statements with question marks. So this would be two-part essays or a statement with full stop, and this is what we need to answer, the statements with question marks. So far, we looked at the writing section, 60 minutes time, two tasks are there. Then specifically, we are looking at writing task 2. Then we looked at all the essay types. Now, let's try to put the information together. If we try to put all the essay types under categories, so these would be like 3 categories. And you would see certain keywords under each category. So first one, agree, disagree. Then we have advantage, disadvantage. So these words are going to appear in the question itself. Then we have positive or negative trend. Then we have a key sentence like discuss both sides and give your opinion. So you would find this key sentence in the question itself. The second one would be problem and solution, like the first topic that we looked at, problem and solution. The third one would be two-part essays or 2 question marks, basically. So these are all the essay types. Now, each type requires a different approach. So if you have a look, all the essay types. For me, it could be easy that, and as I said earlier, I teach it every day. But someone who is already studying, maybe, exams are closed, tests are going on, then maybe you have a very demanding job. I mean, if I'm going to tell you different things for each and every essay type, that you need to do this, you need to do this, maybe you'd be able to remember for a few days that, okay, this is the certain approach I need to have for this particular essay type. But after a while, it gets really confusing. Maybe when you're going to write your test, you would forget how many essay types are there, because you'd be focusing on the writing task 1. You'd be focusing on the reading section, which is quite challenging. Then you'd be focusing on the listening and speaking. But then the student performs very bad in the writing section because you went into the technical aspect of it. You're thinking so much about all the essay types, but the first thing is that you need to know how many essay types are there. Then you need to know one thing that you can apply to all the essay types, like something that you can verify. Sometimes you feel that, okay, but I watched a YouTube video or any other platform that they were like saying this thing. But here we are going to give you information that is verified, that is checked. And moreover, we do not complicate things. We wouldn't be telling you like, okay, these are the one things for this particular essay type. These are the another thing for this essay type. It gets really confusing. So we would be providing you some inputs, which you can verify, like a commonly a topic that you would see in IELTS writing, like which one outweighs the other. So sometimes you are given a topic or a trend, then you need to write the advantages or disadvantages of it, and then you need to write which one outweighs the other. It's a very common essay type that appears during the test, and you'd be given inputs like this one. So lots of myths about this. Sometimes a student thinks that I believe the given topic has only advantages. Why should I write disadvantages? I do not even think that there are disadvantages. Why should I write? And if I'm expressing my opinion that I'm saying that the given topic has advantages, I do not even think any reason. But here we know that these questions are going to appear. So we provide you inputs with like, okay, you can verify, you can cross-check that whatever we are saying is making sense. Moreover, we do not complicate. We tell you one easy way. If you do this, you can apply this strategy for all the essay types so that you can focus on natural writing, not like the complex way of presenting information. So Nitin, you can put your message here in the like chat box. I've tried to answer. Please go ahead. So firstly, we are going to look at mistakes you can make with this question type. Which one outweighs the other, or the advantages or disadvantages? Only listing the advantages, this would be a mistake. Only listing the disadvantages, you think the given topic has only disadvantages, I would write only disadvantages. Why I should write advantages? I do not even think so. You can see that this would be a mistake. Presenting both, that there are advantages and there are disadvantages, but you're not deciding which one outweighs the other. So you need to explicitly write that which one outweighs the other. Not presenting your opinion would be a mistake as well. So that's how we juxtapose the parameters. We put all the essay types with the what you need to do with each essay type, and then we give you something that is uniform. Okay, you have a good question, Nitin. I will try to cover that. I've got good 5 minutes of talk on that particular topic, vocabulary, which is very important. We need to write advanced vocabulary, and we need to write appropriately. Then how to answer this question type, that which one outweighs the other? So decide on your position. Are there more advantages or more disadvantages? We need to be very clear. We need to pick a side. We cannot be on the fence that there are advantages and disadvantages. Then body paragraph 1 present the advantages, and as you have stated, the given topic has more advantages, so you would write one more central idea. Then you would write the disadvantages in the next paragraph. Then conclusion part, you're going to restate your position and you are going to draw an inference. So that's how we simplify the information. So firstly, you are going to look at all the essay types. All the essay types you can verify, like whatever resource you want to. Then we tell you something that you can verify. And it would be so easy, like we will tell you 2 lines, and then all the essay types would be like, I never thought that way. Now, I would like to quickly give you a brief rundown of the parameters as well. So 4 parameters are there. It's like 4 boxes exactly telling you that if you do this, you would get a high score. So left-hand side, you can see band 9, 8, 7, 6, whatever is your requirement. This is what you need to do for each parameter. So task response. Here, if it's task 2, you need to write 250 words. If you write below that, you get penalized. Then you need to have fewer ideas. It's not that if it's advantage, disadvantage, I would write 10 advantages and 10 disadvantages. You need to have fewer ideas. The development is the key to a higher score. Then you need to make sure that you are not going off the topic. It's a very common mistake that a student would write something that is not even asked. So 250 words if it's task 2, 150 words if it's task 1. Then having fewer ideas, but developing those ideas, then not going off the topic. Topic would be very easy. You need to go back and forth to the question so that each and every line that you write answers the question. Coherence and cohesion. You need to organize the information in a way that opposite information is kept separate. You need to use linkers, which you'd be given a list, and appropriate information should follow after that. So if you're saying, for example, that means that you are going to give an example. If you're saying in conclusion, that means that you're going to write a conclusion. So appropriate information should follow. Lexical resource, you need to use advanced vocabulary. Now, when it comes to advanced vocabulary, you need to make sure that we wouldn't be circulating that this is the PDF, memorize 400 words, 500 words out there. This is not practical. You would be given hand-picked vocabulary in the range of 50 words. Now you need to shorten that list. Out of those 50 words, you're going to shorten like 15 or 20 words, maybe 10 words, but you are going to use those useful vocabulary words all the time. I, being the tutor, I would know that you use these words all the time, but not the examiner. You are only going to write one writing task 2, or one writing task 1, or one speaking test. You are going to master those words frequently. So we believe that we need to have a practical solution to this. So you'd be given hand-picked vocabulary, and you need to master fewer words, not many. Grammatical words and accuracy, you need to write grammatically correct, and you need to use a range of sentence structures as well. So most of the time, if you proofread, you'd be able to eliminate your grammatical mistakes. So do not forget to proofread. Okay, I think someone has a question. Just a moment. How many you should? I would say that depends on your desired score. If you are aiming for 8, then good range would be like 10. If you are aiming for 6, then 5 or 6. But again, the more you use, the better it is. But appropriate usage is must. Now we are going to have a look at today's topic. This would be sample question. Then we would be looking at sample answer. Many university students want to learn about different subjects in addition to their main subjects. Others feel it is more important to give all their time and attention to studying for their qualification. Discuss both views and give your opinion. So as you can see, that key sentence from this, like all the essay types we looked at, here it is. Discuss both views and give your opinion. So you have 2 views. View 1 would be this one, that many university students want to learn about different subjects in addition to their main subjects. That's view 1. Then others feel it is more important to give all their time and attention to studying for their qualification. That's the view 2. You need to discuss both these views. So how you'd be writing this essay type? So your role is like this one. So you are there with your answer sheet like this one. Then you got 2 persons right before you. This is the person 1. And then you have person 2, or view 1 and view 2. And that's where you are. So you are asking the view one in body paragraph 1, what you think, why do you hold this opinion? Then body paragraph 2, you would ask the view 2. So when you are given discuss both views and give your opinion, you need to remember that you are not going to criticize either view. So usually a student starts to criticize that, and then you need to express your opinion as well. So you would be expressing your opinion, but you need to discuss both sides from their point of view. So you are going to ask the view 1 in body paragraph 1, then view 2 in body paragraph 2. So then if you are not going to express your opinion, this would give you a low score. So it's important that you write what you believe. Your opinion may align with one of the viewpoints. Specify view 1, and yes, that would be done in the body paragraphs, Ishita. So, and your opinion may align with view 1 or view 2, but you would be expressing your opinion separately. Then both views you are going to discuss. Now we are going to look at a sample answer. So the question is fairly clear. Many university students want to learn about different subjects in addition to their main subjects. Others feel it is more important to give all their time and attention to studying for their qualification. So this is the next question. Okay, sample question, the same question that we discussed. So the first thing is that we are going to write 4 paragraphs. 4 paragraphs should be there. I mean, you can write 5 paragraphs as well to express your opinion, but we want to stick with a uniform strategy that easy to remember, that you can focus on lot other aspects, because about task 1, listening, reading, and speaking, so much to know. There would be an influx of information. So we want to simplify or a uniform strategy that you can apply to all essay types. So we'll be writing 4 paragraphs. So the first paragraph would be introduction. You would be writing around 50 words here. Then second paragraph, let's call it body paragraph 1. So I'll be writing it in short, body paragraph 1. You'd be writing around 100 words here. Then the third paragraph, let's call it body paragraph 2. You'd be writing around 100 words. Now, it doesn't mean that there would be exactly 100 words, in the range of. Then we would be writing our conclusion. This would be like in the range of 30 words. We want to keep introduction and conclusion concise. And the opinion part, we are going to express it here. Your opinion, what you think. Then we would restate the same opinion in the conclusion part. So restate your opinion in the conclusion part by writing, I believe. And in the introduction, you would write, in my opinion. Body paragraph 1, you would write view 1. Then you would write view 2. So this would be our structure. This would be our framework. Now, I would not suggest you that look at the topic and start writing right away. So you should be going through these 3 steps when you write. So the first one would be that you are going to plan. What would be your central ideas? You have 40 minutes time, and I would recommend that you spend 5 minutes, but if you think 5 minutes are too long, you can spend 2 or 3 minutes for the planning part. So 5 minutes to plan. What would be your central ideas? I get asked this question all the time. I cannot think of ideas. Probably you're putting a lot of undue pressure on your shoulders that I need to come up with very unique ideas. When it comes to IELTS writing, it's always about simple ideas that answer the question. And what those simple ideas are, your first thoughts. When you look at the topic, what comes in your mind? These would make the best central ideas. So planning for 5 minutes, then writing for like 30 minutes. So that would take 35 minutes. And then we proofread or recheck for mistakes. So that's how we want to spend our 40 minutes time. And that's the structure that we'll be following. Now, It's always about writing naturally. So please do not memorize any template. Templates are for someone who is like probably already is having a backing of an employer who is saying that maybe you are not very proficient with English, but we would take care, like like hotel management, and there you have some chefs working, and then you have an employer telling that we need band 5. So you can memorize these templates, but someone who is like in the range of 6 or above should write naturally when it comes to IELTS. So there is always a human factor. So if you are going to memorize, your write-up would be assessed on what you write after you have written after the memorized lines. So do write naturally. So many university students want to learn about different subjects in addition to their main subjects. Others feel it is more important to give all their time and attention to studying for their qualification. Discuss both views and give your opinion. So this would be our introduction. So what we do in the introduction part, we write the given statement, this statement, in our own words. Everyone would write it differently, and that's the objective. So do not focus on replacing each word with a synonym, otherwise it would denote no meaning. So the essence should remain intact. If you're somewhat in the same direction of what the statement is saying, you'd be doing fine. But please do not focus on replacing each word with a synonym. It would make no sense. Now, this one, if you look at the introduction, many university students are now inclined to divide their time between studying for their major and pursuing interests in unrelated subjects. So we have written the given statement in our own words. If you're somewhat in the same direction, you'd be fine. Then you would express your opinion by writing a linker or a cohesive device like this one. In my opinion, then put a comma. It is crucial for undergraduates to learn about a wide range of disciplines in order to best prepare themselves for the future. Your opinion should be very clear. It shouldn't be in a way that no one can tell what you have expressed here. So you need to write very clearly. Here we are saying that it's crucial for undergraduates to learn about a wide range of subjects in order to best prepare for the future. So that's our introduction done. We want to keep it short. We do not want it to be like a body paragraph. Our main contentions would be in body paragraph 1 and 2. So this would be our body paragraph 1. Here we would be writing the view 1. Or we can start it on the one hand because we got two opposite viewpoints. So let's read. We can read it together. So please read with me. You do not have to unmute. Those who support prioritizing one's major argue the importance of specialization. So we got two views. One person thinking that only focus on the specialization or like honors specific subjects. Then we are looking at why it's important that some people think that honors or specific or specialization is important. At university, there are a range of potential distractions related to social life and living on one's own. If a graduate wants to be successful in a future career, the most logical pathway is to prepare diligently in one specialization. So if you look closely, we are not criticizing a person who wants to specialize in one subject. Rather, we are thinking from that person's point of view. Then we are going to give an example. We are using a linker. For instance, an undergraduate learning about chemical engineering will be a better potential candidate for well-paid positions if they have acquired a solid theoretical foundation and accumulated whatever practical experience is available in their courses. Any divergence that detract from this focus could hinder their early career progression. So this is our view 1. So your role is to write view 1 on your answer sheet or in your body paragraph 1. So you are basically taking notes from the view 1. Please do not start criticizing. It's a common mistake. It happens that a person would start to criticize both these viewpoints in the discuss both sides and give your opinion. So here we got, if you look closely, we have used linker like this one to give an example. So examples should be relevant. I would not recommend you that you write university surveys like 80% people agreed. And then we got some useful or quite appropriate uses of vocabulary as well. So accumulated or divergence, diligently, then distractions. So appropriate uses is must. A natural way of writing, not memorized lines. So you would make a note of advanced vocabulary. You'd be given useful vocabulary words as well. Now we will be looking at the view 2. So this would be our body paragraph 2, because we are going to contradict another viewpoint. We are going to contradict another viewpoint. So we're starting it with however. So when we say however, that means that we're going to contradict something. So we are not going to write something if we are saying the same thing. Then it would be in addition to, furthermore, or moreover. So we are not going to use these linkers for the sake of it, that these look good. The appropriate information should follow. We need to remember. So in this body paragraph 2, we will be contradicting all the viewpoints that we or the another view we will be writing. However, it is in fact more valuable long-term to view learning as an interdisciplinary. Let me put that. So I'm reading from here. However, it is in fact more valuable long-term to view learning as an interdisciplinary experience. Many graduates will change or at least alter their professions as they begin working. So here we are looking at why it's important that they become well-rounded, that they do study other subjects as well, not only the specialization ones. Even those who remain in the same industry will benefit greatly from studying a variety of subjects. The above mentioned engineer, like who's just studying chemical engineering, might be able to study about figure drawing outside their main courses and produce more creative ideas that combine multiple subjects in their main work. Even if the other subjects are not directly applicable to work, at the minimum, they are likely to feel they have become a more diverse and well-rounded individual on a personal level. So we got two views. So body paragraph 1, we have written from one aspect, that why specialization is important, what good comes out because of specialization. Then body paragraph 2, we have written that what good comes out when students are studying different subjects along with their main subjects. So now we would write the conclusion part. In conclusion, so we're starting with a linker in conclusion, so that the examiner knows that we are going to conclude our write-up now. In conclusion, put a comma. Though time spent on one's university major can lead to an improved discrete skill set, I believe there is far greater value in possessing a breadth of knowledge. This range of information will serve as the foundation for a potentially more creative and fulfilling career and personal life. So when you look at this write-up, it has 4 paragraphs. The main points in body paragraph 1 and 2, and introduction and conclusion are concise or short. You have stated your opinion in the introduction and restated in the conclusion part. You need to pass the eye test. If you're going to cover one aspect more than the other, it would result in a low score. So a common mistake a student would make, that wouldn't pay attention to the word range. Introduction, body paragraph 1 contains like 150 words, body paragraph 2 would be like 40 or 50 words, then conclusion. The examiner is going to give you a low score. You wouldn't even know why, because you were not following the parameters. You covered one aspect more than the other. Now, quickly, I would like to give you a few points that you should avoid in formal writing, and then we'll be looking at other aspects. So avoid this in formal writing. In formal writing or plain writing, we can say. So the first thing is do not use contractions. Contractions like this one, do not use the contractions. So in the formal writing, if you are going to write like this would not be appropriate. Write in this manner. This would be acceptable. Okay, we have a question. Nitin, that's available only to paid members. Nothing would be clickbait. I will tell you things as they are. Then another aspect that you should be avoiding is that do not use slang. In formal writing. Sometimes we use, when we are writing about money, we would write about money would be buck, or sometimes I would notice students writing mate as well. So please avoid that. This is formal writing or plain writing. Then avoid cliches as well. Or you can say that like idioms in the cliches, that everyone uses them on their website. We have done all the research that what are the things that you should be avoiding. There are certain words like nowadays that should be replaced with in recent times. Firstly, should be replaced with the primary reason why. And there are a few other words that you should avoid. So cliches should be avoided. Idioms should be avoided. And the another thing would be that a common mistake I would notice is that do not ask a question and start answering. It's a common mistake. A student would ask their own question in the write-up and starts to answer that. Do not ask a question. So this should be avoided in the formal writing. So far in the this masterclass, we looked at all 4 sections. Then we looked at the writing section, 60 minutes time. Then we looked at writing task 2, 40 minutes time. We looked at all the essay types. And then we looked at that why it's important that we have a uniform strategy that you can apply to all the essay types, not like every essay type having different approach. This would confuse you a lot. Maybe for the IELTS tutor, it's easy to remember, but not for the students. But we simplify things here. Then we looked at the structure that we're going to follow. And then we looked at the word range. Then we looked at one sample question, one sample answer. Then we looked at what are the things that you should be avoiding in informal writing. There are a lot more. And when you're going to submit your writing, you would have a far better understanding. So we have feedbacks here. So you write, you submit, and then you get to know not everything would be wrong with your write-ups. Minor alterations you need to make in order to achieve your desired score. So we have a dedicated Telegram group as well that you can reach out. You can access material. You can interact with other IELTS students who are preparing. You can ask your questions as well. And we have dedicated group as well, separate Telegram groups where you have access to tutor, special access. You can ask questions. You can get your tasks checked. Now, if you look at the price, I mean, probably you've been searching if you have not joined any group. We do not want you to learn hard way, that you are going to write your test, you're going to pay a lot of money, and more than money, you would have a certificate that would be telling you that you got a low score. So that certificate is the big hindrance more than the money, I think. So do not be the one who learns things hard way. Look at the price. We got 4 weeks offer, then we got 8 weeks offer. At this limited price, you'd be getting like 4 weeks of classes. You'd be interacting with the tutor. We have small size batches, and all our classes are recorded as well. If you happen to be busy, if your work is demanding, maybe you're traveling, you do not need to worry. So you would log in with your credentials, and then you'd be able to access all the recorded sessions. And for how much? Look at the price. I mean, I would say it's a throwaway price, but the quality that you're getting, nothing is clickbait. Everything is simplified. You'd be given like information that makes sense, which you can verify. So for the like whatever coaching you'd be getting, you do not need to verify. I can assure you that. Because what we believe that exactly as the IELTS is structured, that IELTS is about your natural listening, reading, writing, and speaking skills. We do not change that. We let you read naturally. We let you analyze. We let you do the reasoning naturally. So we do not change your natural way of speaking or writing. We give you suggestions that if you do this, it would be better. And the end result is that back to back, we have such good scores, achieving their desired score on the very first attempt. So look at this price and be wise. If I would say that 8 weeks program would be good, because the practice material is different throughout the 8 weeks. So we have 1 week dedicated for each section. So you have your writing week, then you have your listening week. So Monday to Friday, we are going to cover one section. Then we got 8 weeks as well, different practice material. You'd be interacting with the tutors, and you'd be getting feedbacks as well. All our classes are recorded. So please do not be the one who learns it hard way. You wouldn't find this good price. And as you have looked at the masterclass, we provide information that is very, very clear. Now, if you would like to join, you can access our website, IELTStutorials.online, or you can call on this number as well. Easy to get in touch with us. We would respond to you. And if you have any questions, if you want to discuss, we can utilize the remaining time for the questions if you want. Any questions you may have, anything that you want to discuss, probably last minute tips as well, to write task 2 first and later, you can do that. That's all right. That's the time management is up to you. So another things that if you have any questions in between, you can always ask, and I would try to give you a bit more information about the things that you could avoid for the writing task 2. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please do ask. And another thing you can do for the writing task 2, if you have any questions, once again, a gentle reminder, please do ask. Another things that you can avoid would be this one, is that do not address the reader as you. It's a very common mistake that a student would address the reader as you. Not recommended. And another thing would be that I think we have a question. So if you have any questions in between, okay. No, that would not make any difference. So what you can do, if you are going to write your test, then when you're writing in a flow, probably your body paragraph 1, you would count how many words you have written in a line. Like this is like sample writing task 2, or the that's how your answer sheet is going to look like, where you'd be writing. So it's going to look like this one. Just a moment. So that's how it's going to look like, where we are writing task 2. So you would count how many words you have written in this one. Probably you'd be writing like 9 words or so, or maybe 10 words, 9 to 10 words. Then all you need to do, just count the lines, multiply it by 10, would give you a good indication how many words you have written. So another aspect that we can look at is that what are the other things that a student should be avoiding in informal writing. So this would be that avoid emotional language. So please make sure that you avoid this amazing, sometimes a student would write, or chill out. So emotional language should be avoided. It would be plain writing or formal writing. Then another thing you can use is avoid short forms as well. Or abbreviations, please avoid those. It's a very common mistake a student would make. And another thing you can do that we have already discussed is that do not invent research articles. So examples are not must that you must give examples, but the relevancy or the appropriateness should be there. So these are the few things that you can keep in mind. Now, look at this write-up. I would say that's how you should be writing. It doesn't exaggerate facts. It puts these facts plainly, and one can infer what the writer is expressing. And if you want to learn about this, is just for the writing part. See, only for the writing part. But how about if all four sections are simplified in this manner? All you need to do, just give a call to us and or reach out to us. Then you can opt for group classes, or we have individual one-to-one classes. Or sometimes a student feels that I'm not comfortable in group classes. Then you have this liberty that you can opt for one-to-one classes as well. So you can reach out to our website, IELTStutorials.online. Then you can book your group classes. We have batches early morning, then we got afternoon, and then we got late in the night as well. So please do book, and we look forward to your presence in our classes as well. All our classes are very interactive, and we got separate Telegram groups as well, where everyone is preparing for IELTS. And you can interact with them. Sometimes you can pair up with them to practice for your speaking. You can ask part 1, part 2, and part 3 questions. And we got no spam accounts there. Everyone is a paid member, so you wouldn't be spammed by the group members. So moreover, it's very beneficial. Separate Telegram groups that we have. You can interact. You can ask your questions. You can get the practice material. When it comes to IELTS, the practice material plays a major role as well. And especially, I would say that a student, when preparing, starts to prepare anything that comes their way. So because the student is not aware, when you look online, you put that word in the search bar, so much of information pops up, and you are not sure which one you should be referring. So we have simplified that. You would be given practice material, and if you complete that, you'd be given more. And before you write your test, that is quite expensive. And if you write it without any preparation, would give you a certificate that would be like screaming that you got a low score. So to avoid that, you'd be getting 2 mock tests, which you'd be getting a scorecard. So before you write your actual test, real test, you would be having 2 scorecards to assess where do you stand. Another thing that we log in early when it comes to our live classes. You can discuss your throughout days routine, how you've been preparing, if you faced any hurdles. So we can discuss that as well. If you have any questions about classes or anything in general, we can look at it. If you want to discuss anything, please let me know. These are the parameters which are very important that you should understand. And the task response, which would be like 250 words if it's task 2, and the development of ideas. So a good understanding of these parameters is vital. We cannot take this lightly, that these are just parameters. I know this is just an essay. I've been writing essays. But what may happen that you could have achieved 7 or 8 or whatever is your requirement, but then you had to be complacent with like 6 or 6.5. You would underperform if you were not aware of the band descriptors, if you are not aware of the pattern. I have had many students who would opt for one-to-one classes, would opt for group classes, that because I maybe with sound academic background, I was really good in academics. But when I wrote the test, listening, I did all right. Speaking, I did fine. But writing, how can I achieve band 5.5 or 6? When I look at their write-up, few things are very clear to me. That majority of the time, it's that not following the word range. And then like going off the topic, so many other things that then you'd be given the vocabulary as well, which is very important. You wouldn't find that useful vocabulary anywhere else, I can assure you that. These are hand-picked words, and you do not need to use all those vocabulary words. You'd be given a vocabulary that consists around 50 words, but you need to shorten that. Could be in the range of 15 or 20 if your test is like 4 weeks down the line. So you'd shorten it to 15 or 20 words. You would write those words in your notebook or on a piece of paper, and then you would try to use those words in your speaking and writing. In the beginning, it's difficult to incorporate those words, but we want you to make an attempt. If the appropriateness is not there, so what? We would tell you that if you use this sentence in a more clear way, it would make sense. So then comes the idioms as well. For the speaking part, you need to speak naturally and you need to use idioms as well. But majority of the student like I who completed my Q card, I didn't find a chance. You would not find a chance if you are not speaking with emotions, or if you are not following the initial breaking the barrier approach that you need to speak at length, basically. So moreover, our group classes are so interactive, the speaking ones, that everyone gets a chance to speak and you are encouraged. Moreover, the great thing about our class is that you are not criticized. If you made a mistake, it's not that, oh, see, it was just easy question, how you can make a mistake. I mean, it's making a mistake or two or more is not an issue. So we want to find out the reason, that what triggered you, what are the reasons that you are making that particular mistake. So rather than pointing out that it was such an easy task, how you can make a mistake, we focus on the solutions. So our whole approach is constructive feedback. And you would feel that during the classes, whether it's listening, reading, writing, or speaking. Because when you are practicing in a group, some students feel nervous, but if you have a constructive feedback, then you look at someone speaking in an efficient manner, and then you learn, you pick up vocabulary words from each other. I would say at such a throwaway price, do not miss out this golden opportunity. If you want to be the one, if you want your story to be successful on the very first attempt, this is the place to be. You'd be getting your practice material, feedback, 2 scorecards before you write the test. All our classes are recorded. You wouldn't miss out a thing. Look at this throwaway price. So I would say, if you are planning to book your test, opt for, if you have not booked your test yet, so opt for 8 weeks program. The practice material is different, and all our classes are super interactive, of course. So you actually look forward to your next class. I have had so many students who tell me that even after their sessions are over, even after their classes are over, they'll be like, I still miss our classes, whether it's early morning class or whether it's afternoon class or evening classes. We get these feedbacks all the time because our teaching is based on constructive feedback. Mistakes are perfectly okay. Mistakes are welcome. We want to know the reasons, that how we can overcome, how we can shorten those mistakes. You would never be assessed because, or you would never be given like this sort of treatment that I didn't expect this from you. This would never be the case. You are in fact asked to ask plenty of questions during the sessions as well. So all our classes are very, very interactive. We do interact a lot, and we focus on the study material, and the end result is that we have many success stories. So if you have any questions, anything that you want to add, we can do that. Please let me know. And I'll be waiting for you all. Maybe if your 9 o'clock class suits you, then you can join that class. Then we got early morning class, then we got afternoon class. We will be waiting for you all. So you can, even without even paying, you can opt for a demo class, and you can say that I want to see how things are taught in the class. So you can opt for a demo class, and only then you can rejoin. But I can assure you that you are going to join the demo class, and 100% you are going to join, or you're going to opt our classes, because these are something that you do not want to wish, and you would cherish the good interactive academic discussions that we're going to have for a long time. All right, thank you so much, each one of you. It was so good to have you all, and I really enjoyed interacting with you all, and I look forward to your valuable presence in our respective classes as well. So please do join, do give us a call, and let's meet in the classes. Let's begin our 4 weeks or 8 weeks journey together. It's going to be a collective effort, and if you are willing to walk one step, we can assure you that we'll be walking 2 steps towards that. All right. Thank you, everyone. Let's meet again other day. You'll be posted. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Thank you. See you again. Thank you. Thank you.